What's up, beautiful people? It's iipro. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys are good. Today we're taking a look at this beautiful song from Sam Smith, Fire on Fire. Let's give it a listen and see what we got. So, in the beginning of the process of deconstructing this song, I think this is very useful for deconstructing any song. So, I had the tempo 115, key C sharp minor, time signature 4/4. I wrote down with markers on Logic the structure: verses, pre chorus, chorus, bridge, outro, when the song ends, things like that. And I started to mark the instruments that I was hearing, adding layer by layer just empty regions, just so I know what's playing and where. Piano, strings, harp, bass, drums, etc. And this is how I got a better overall picture of what this song looks like instrument wise. And this song is in the key of C sharp minor, 115 BPM, and it includes some beautiful traditional instruments such as strings and harp, and there's piano, bass, all kinds of drums that are quite cinematic, reverby, and some exciting atmospheric elements. So let's dive in. So the first instrument is the piano. While of course there's nothing like having a real piano played by a great piano player recorded well in a beautiful space, the better a keyboard player you are, the better you can do with these sample-based piano sounds too. And in my case, I use the Native Instruments Maverick piano sound for this. So for the piano parts, there's a couple of different chord sequences that are repeating slightly more often through the song. What we have in the verse with chords C sharp minor, E major, G sharp minor, and A major. Similar one is also found in the chorus, the first half. So this is what those sound like. And what we have in the pre-chorus with chords F sharp minor via G sharp minor to A major via B major to C sharp minor back to B major. This is also found in the second half of the chorus. So here's what that sounds like. And then at the end of the second chorus, we have some piano melody instead of those chords, followed by the piano melody on the bridge. And then we have the outro. So next we have strings. We have higher strings and lower strings. The higher strings are playing more sort of background melody, whereas the lower strings are mostly playing bass notes. So here's what the strings sound like in the context going to the second verse. And next we have the harp. These chords are very similar to the piano that we saw earlier, but these chords are played differently. These are played strumming. They're like you would play the guitar. So next we have the bass. The bass is following the notes from the chords throughout the song, and there's two layers to the sound. There's the piano layer, and the reason I have this on a different track, so I was able to process it a little bit more, compress it a little bit more, boost the bass frequencies a little bit more, add some time-based effects, flanger and chorus, and then add a supportive layer of a sine bass, an octave lower. And this is also distorted, compressed, so together they sound like this. And how everything we've looked at so far sounds together like. And next we have the drums. Let's start with the kick drum. I made this using the Logic Pro 10 drum synth, as I did with the snare and the clap layer. And these are all being sent to a reverb, like a echo, delay, reverb, to achieve the atmospheric sort of cinematic drum sound. And this is what the kick drum sounds like by itself, and I'll gradually add other drum layers: toms, marching snare, the snare, and the cymbals. And lastly, we have a couple of things for the texture of the song. These crystal sounds are playing the same chords as the piano and the same piano-led melody. And this is adding like a sparkly top end, almost a magical feel. It sounds a little bit like a clock in the context. So this is what it sounds like by itself, soloed, and then with the piano. And since these crystal sounds were a little bit lower in the mix, so I'll bring them back to the mix level and play it with the piano. And to finalize the song, to add some texture, thicken up the whole chorus section, I added these vocal chops. This is what they sound like isolated. So how this sound was made is I chopped a really short piece of the original song, including only the vocal tone that I was looking for, and pitched it up a full octave, 12 semitones, added a long reverb and ping pong delay, so it's bouncing on your left and right ear. So this is how we achieved to recreate Fire and Fire by Sam Smith. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time. And if you have any questions about this specific song, any sound related stuff, any music theory related stuff, anything at all, please let me know. Write them in the comments. And if you have any requests for songs that you would like to see recreated, please let me know. Write them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. This was iipro Recreated. All the best, and see you in the next video.